I am excited. So just finished up logging on the home farm here, and got the popple trucked yesterday. I got a check for it today. We actually have 2 mills competing for this aspen, which is pretty nice. So we were able to shop around and get 2 different prices. We took the higher price, worked out great, made a few extra bucks, which is always good. And now I'm finished up here, and it's time to get the tractor and hook on. I get the logging winch taken off there, put a tarp over it, so it's gonna sit there for a while. And now time to hook on to our brand new toy, this grapple that I haven't even opened yet. I bought this spring, and it has been sitting on the pallet all summer long. I've been farming and doing other stuff, and I haven't been able to get to it. So we're gonna unwrap it and see what we can't figure out. I think it's going to be pretty straightforward, pretty simple, and hook it up and make sure everything works. And we're going to take it over to the next woodlot, where I have been cutting some fir already. So I got some stuff that I'm going to see if we can yard wood with this grapple and see if it's going to work. I'm kind of nervous, kind of excited to see if it'll work. So let's tear into this puppy. Okay. Well, looks like our rope was caught during shipping. Okay. Interesting. We've got a couple straps here. Pretty simple. A couple of hoses and 3-point hitch. All right. All right, been using this grapple. I just got the tractor here over the woodlot, and I got the grapple going. I hauled a few twitches out. It's actually working really awesome. So here's what we got so far. And I'm going to take you in the woods, and we'll show it picking up a few twitches of wood. So I've been going out of this trail. So there's where I stopped hauling gravel the other day, so I could get out of that low spot and make it so I had a nice approach to get into my skid trails. And I've been cutting in here with the processor. I've already hauled the logs out of this section. So pretty decent ground. The tractor can get over it pretty good. I mean, it's a little bit, it's got some dips and low spots, but it's not too bad. No big skidder ruts, which is nice. That's why I like this small equipment. And I got lucky. I bought this woodlot that hadn't been destroyed like a lot of them have. So yeah, let's We'll grab, I think there's 4 312s and an 8 right there. Then we got 4 more back there. And we got some more beyond there. I think 4 at a time is probably about right for that setup. I'm sure I could do a little more if they're all in the same pile, 6 or 8 maybe. There's where I stopped the other night with the processor. So I believe I will park here somewhere and we'll come by with the tractor and see how it works maybe. Well, if I haven't broken something, then I probably haven't worked a full day in the woods. That's just the way it goes for me. But I have broken my beautiful Valby SGR48 Log Grapple. I was hauling a twitch out of the woods with the grapple, a really heavy load, heaviest I had put on so far, and everything was the whole load was kind of bent down, and I lifted the 3-point hitch on the tractor and the load didn't go any higher. So I snapped the frame on it, and I cannot really complain about the manufacturer of this thing because I know myself and I know I'm very hard on equipment. In fact, I think the only thing I haven't been able to break yet is my Typhoon logging winch, but who knows, maybe that's a matter of time. But we're gonna take a look at the damage here, and instead of complaining about the manufacturer or whatever, the quality or anything, I'm gonna see if we can fix it. I think it's a pretty doable fix, DIY, and I'm gonna give it a shot. Okay, so there's where we attach to the 3-point hitch, and then we've got the grapple, the hydraulic hoses, and whoop, right here, the pivot point on the frame. As you can see, that just snapped. That's at the weld on the frame. There's a little bit more rust up here, so it may have been cracked previously, and I just kind of finished things off. So it's pretty bad right there, and looking at the other side, it's very much the same. So just cracked almost all the way through that frame tubing. So what I'm gonna do is, this thing comes off right at there's a pin that goes through this piece. This is the swivel so the grapple can spin side to side. It's a little hard to figure out how it works or visualize it right now because it's not on the machine upright, but anyway, you can see this pivoting. So there's a pin here. I'm gonna punch this pin out, take this whole piece off. I'm gonna pull off the hydraulic hoses, get them out of the way, and then I'm just gonna have this frame portion to work with, and then I'm gonna go through and grind all of this down, get it shined up nicely, get all the paint off of it, get it good and smooth, and I'm gonna fire up under that tarp. I have an old generator welder. Don't even know the brand of it. It's in rough shape, but it will weld. If you get the right settings on it, it will sure as heck weld. So get all that stuff set up, and we'll see if we can get this puppy fixed. Tried to heat that up so I could try to get it bent down a little bit, maybe make it easier to weld, but it's probably not gonna work. I think my best bet, I'm gonna grind up the break point where it broke off, and then I'm gonna just grind the rest of this thing off and just reset it back on, fresh weld all the way around. I think that's the best bet, rather than try to reef on that and crack it somewhere else. I think that'll set nicely on there now, so I'm going to smooth up all these edges. I'm going to change over from my cutting wheel to my grinding wheel, and we'll get this prep for welding. Oh, you guys are gonna love this old welder setup. So anyway, I got this piece shined up and fitted back onto the grapple. Here we go. I think it's gonna work. Getting ready to start welding. So check this old thing out. I don't even know what year this is. This is old school welder. It's a generator welder. The generator part of it doesn't work, but it's got a battery hook up to it. Got a little push button starter there, and old school gas motor. It's loud. It is powerful. And we got our electrode hookups on this side. So we're gonna weld DC, reverse polarity, electro positive. I think that's what we're gonna start with. I don't really know much about welding. I'm not good at it, but this would be a farmer weld. This is a farmer fix. And sometimes they don't hold, sometimes they do, but we got a few rods here. I'm gonna try the 7018 rods. Basically, here is my electrode side. I've got my ground hooked on, shined up a nice part of the grapple there, and the gloves and helmet. Well, it's been a little while since I fixed the log grapple, and I haven't been back to the woodlot in like 3 weeks, and things changed. Winter came. Winter showed up all of a sudden. So yeah, I've been busy with other things, so I haven't had a chance to get back there, but I'm gonna go here this morning, and I need to get the grapple back on the tractor. And I have a couple piles of logs that I left them there and they get buried under the snow, so I get to see if I can go get them and get them out to the landing. I don't know what it's gonna look like for our snow conditions and ground conditions and all that, but we'll get a start on it today anyway. I just loaded this grapple in the back of the truck with the forks, and I took the forks off of the skid steer, left them right here, so I can take the little John Deere tractor and just pull up, hopefully just pull up and put the forks on and pick up the grapple, set it down, hook it on, and get back to work. All right, we get the grapple on, hooked up, ready to go. Just got to put some chains on the front tires of the tractor to get around in the snow. Everything looked pretty well the way I left it. Pile of logs there. Just more snow is all. The grapple looks like it's ready to be put back to work. All right, we get the chains on. Now we just have to go in the woods, see if we can find those piles of logs where I left them. I don't need those in the woods. Make it harder to get through the trees. Pick those up back at the landing and we need to stack logs. Hopefully it's firmed up here with the snow and cold weather. Oh yeah, much better. Okay. And blow down there. Should have brought my chainsaw. This is the stuff that I cut already, and this is the stuff that's yet to be cut. And all the way out back here is my pile of logs somewhere, if I can get to them. It's where I broke the grapple the other day. Well, 3 weeks ago, I guess. Processor up there through the trees. No one stole that while I was gone. Good. Here's a log that I left when I broke the grapple. That fell off. That log. Yeah, so I get this log, and then here's the rest of them. I didn't leave too many, I guess. There's some here I think I gotta get. Clear the snow out, find out. And so, yeah, shoot, that tree came down. I should have brought I get the axe. I'll just go get the axe. So there's this loose pile here I gotta get. I don't know what that is, 6 or 8 logs, maybe 10. And then coming through here, I think those are logs to take. There's some here. I'll take this out with the axe. There's a couple here. Okay, that's a good pile there. And then all these and those, that's the last of it right there. I just kind of looped around and ended right here. So yeah, I left that popple. That popple's gonna start growing nice if I can keep myself from cutting it this winter. I left that fir tree. It was probably too big for the processor. I might grab that one. Yeah, so once I get these, this will be the end of this little area. The property boundary is just over here. You can see a stake there. It's one of the corner posts. I should probably take this one with the chainsaw too. I'll clear this out and then I'll be able to start cutting the last little strip here, and then we get into a low spot and I'll have to wait for some cold weather and maybe freeze down a trail to get through it without making any messes.
Well, we're coming along pretty good. It ain't perfect. The ground's real rough. There's a lot of dips and stuff. You can see I'm struggling a little bit to get lined up right. But yeah, I'm getting the wood out. Going nice and steady and slow. The grapple has not broken yet, as far as I can tell. So that's the goal, is just to get this wood out and not ruin any equipment in the process. So yeah, we got a good part of this pile gone. We're gonna just keep working it, keep going back and forth. When we get another few inches of snow, it'll help smooth out a lot of this. I didn't pile that stuff up on the side of the trail just the way I wanted to. If you pile it, what I found is that if I pile it right, it's perfect for the grapple. You can back right up to it, grab a bunch and go, and it saves a lot of time. But it's hard to do that when part of it is just the way the ground is, the way the trees are, and stuff that's in the way. Part of it's just operator, just me figuring out how to place. I can only, well, I'll show you a lot of that processor in the future running that thing, but I can only turn the log one way, one direction when I lay it down. Well, I can only go, let's just say I can go 90 degrees. I can't go 180 degrees like you could with a newer processor. So I can flip the log down to the right or straight ahead, but I can't go to the left with it. So it's in planning. You have to kind of swing things and make things work just the way you want to make it work for this grapple. Because I mean, you know, the whole grapple model, you have to just back up to a bunch. So yeah, it's with a processor. Typically the professionals are following a processor with a forwarder. So you can just, with a forwarder, you get a loader that you can just grab the logs and put them on the bunks, and it's just, you could, whatever angle the log is laying in the woods, you pick up sticks every which direction. I would love to get a forwarder or a forwarding trailer, but it's not in the budget right now. So we'll keep working with this and do what we can with it.
Well, that went well. That went really well, actually. I was able to get all of the wood in that I had cut a couple weeks ago. The grapple worked great. So we have, this is the old pile of logs, and this is the stuff that I had cut and had in piles in the woods that I had not gotten out yet because I broke the grapple. So we got quite a bit of wood here, quite a few logs, and I got these all out. Just took I don't know, a couple hours. Grapple, haven't broke it yet. Take a quick peek at the weld here. That's looking good. Excellent. So yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. What this means, I get enough logs back here that I think I'm ready to bring the skid steer back. So I'll get my big truck and trailer and get the skid steer over here so I can more efficiently get these all piled up with the rest of the pile. And by the time I get this pile done, I'm gonna call the log truck driver, because I'm gonna have a load. I'm pretty certain I got a load now with all this put together. A load for that truck would be like 8 to 9 cords of wood. I don't know, 20 tons, maybe 15 or 20 or 18 or 20 tons if you measure by the ton. But yeah, so it's a good bit of work here. It took a little while to get it all taken care of, but it's yeah, it's finally coming along. Hopefully it'll continue to log here in the next month or even 2 months, depending on how much snow we get piled up onto us, and get this, keep plugging away at this project and hopefully improve this forest quite a bit. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.